forget everything you've ever heard. After you go to Africa, you got to go to Ghana first, then you need to go to Botswana, because you need to see Botswana is the second richest diamond producer nation in the world. Them black people over there got something. And then you got to go to Johannesburg. That's what you got to do that jump right there. Once you see that, you'll understand who we are. Them Africans ain't stole nothing from us. They talk about Burna Boy stole this. No, we stole from Burna Boy. Them Africans is us, man.
For centuries, Africa was put in a negative spotlight for a very long time, which made this continent unattractive. But after social media intervention, many Africans have decided to throw positive light on this continent. Recently, one of America's biggest TV producer decided to share his experience in Africa. You'll be shocked. I want us to watch this particular video. I will be back.
But I was told by everybody, nobody shoots TV in Africa. It just won't work. They don't have the bandwidth. They don't have the capabilities. They don't have that Hollywood dust. And that's true. Nobody has the Hollywood dust like Hollywood. See, what you all got to understand, the majority of shows you see over here, these hit shows, they buy the format at the MIP conference, they bring it back to America, change the name of it, put that Hollywood dust on it, make it a hit, and then sell it back to them. Oh, these white folks, oh, they're incredible. It's the most amazing thing. Really, you have to just clap for their ass. They buy it from them, fix it, dust it off, sprinkle it, and sell it back to them, and they buy it. America Got Talent, man. All that voice, all that ain't from here. They bought that. But nobody does TV bigger than them. So they kept telling me they don't have it. Well, nobody does. But what they kept pushing was these African people, they can't make the set. They don't know enough about lighting. They don't have competent camera people. They are so 100% wrong. Them Africans got everything. They got everything. They got the bandwidth, they got the talent, they got the grips, they know how to light. Let me tell you something, man. If you look at the Family Feud Africa clips, the set is colder than the clips I walk out on every day. The Africa set is better. They hard workers, they get it, man. It's just nobody believed in them. Now you can go over there and you can make TV a lot more reasonable, but you're gonna have to come see me, because I've created a company that ain't gonna let your ass go over there without seeing me. So in case you think you finna go over there and pimp the game, not gonna happen. I'm just kidding. You can go over there, but it still ain't gonna happen. No, man, but it took a year to figure it out. And then the second year became noticeably better. But we took a show that they said you cannot do and turn it into the #1 show in both countries, South Africa and Ghana. We only shot it in 2 countries as a #1 show. But Africa is a place, do you all understand something? See, they keeping us away from each other. And COVID hit, and I was just about to do a deal with South African Air to bring African Americans, first of all, to Ghana, because you have to go see the slave castles. Every black person living should go to Ghana and see them slave castles so you can see what they did to us. You got to see what they did to us. You got to see how they built these dungeons underground and they put these churches on top and they dug holes in the ground to pump the music or what they call their Christianity into the holes while, man, they did, let me explain something to y'all. They walk them as far as they can first to make them lose weight. They put them in a room, then they cut a door And after you've been in this room in 2 weeks, they walk you through this door. If you lose the right amount of weight, you fit through the door. If you don't fit through the door, you got to stay in this room right here. Then you're in this room for another week, they make you lose some more weight. Then you fit through another door. If you can't fit through the door, you ain't lost enough weight. You got to go through 4 doors like that before you go through the door of no return. And they steady sitting up there talking about Jesus. Jesus. Me and my wife, we wouldn't even go in their church. Not going in this hell-bound church. You sitting up here talking about Jesus and you done this to us under this ground like this? Hey man, let me explain something to y'all. What was done to us is unthinkable. For us to be sitting here alive and thriving is a testament to the greatness of us as a people. We some bad people sitting in here. Cause I'm telling you right now, it would have cracked and broke anybody else. Nobody could have withstood what we withstood and still be standing. And they know it. That's why we got voter suppression. That's why they keep our prisons filled with our brothers and sisters, because they know it. That's why, see, I'm on something else now, but let me just tell you the truth. So here's the problem. That's why the tax system will never change. So if you live in a poor neighborhood, they can't pay as much taxes as the neighborhood in the suburbs. When they get the money into the state, they allocate the money for education and facilities back to the places who paid the most taxes. We ain't gonna ever pay the most taxes because they ain't gonna let the property values be worth a damn, and they're gonna keep us in a circle. And that's why they gotta keep us like that, because they know when we slip through the cracks on their ass, we too much. Forget everything you've ever heard. After you go to Africa, you gotta go to Ghana first, then you need to go to Botswana, because you need to see what Botswana is the second richest diamond producer nation in the world. Them black people over there got something. And then you got to go to Johannesburg. That's what you got to do that jump right there. Once you see that, you'll understand who we are. Them Africans ain't stole nothing from us. They talk about Burna Boy stole this. No, we stole from Burna Boy. Them Africans is us, man. They the beat, they the rhythm, they the soul, they the hard work. We get our courage from them. When you see them people, they look just like your family. I was walking down Johannesburg, I thought I was in Detroit.
What up,
They walk like us, they look like us, they got moves like us. It's just, you gotta see it. And my goal is to help bridge this gap, because we got to touch base with them, because they love y'all, man. You don't even know. They think y'all to catch me out. They think y'all to lick. You know why? Because they know what you went through. They know where them slave ship picked you up at. They know they brought you to a land. They know what they did to you. And y'all still over here shining. If we take this shine back over there and give them the love and teach them that dust, we'd have a powerful union, man. That has to happen.
For centuries, Africans decided to sit back to allow Europeans and some white Americans to tell our stories. So they presented a whole lot of negativity, and they propagated things that you equally see some in Europe, you equally see some in America, but they decide to hide it. But when it comes to Africa, they decide to show it. That was and has been the problems that we have been facing for a very long time. Many Africans in diaspora were not coming to Africa because many of them didn't want to associate themselves with the continent. So they were not able to come to Africa to come and see things for themselves the deep, beautiful landscapes, the beautiful people, the beautiful culture. They did not come to experience it themselves, to also send it out there for us or for others to experience all these beautiful things coming from Africa. What was happening was the Europeans were coming to Africa all right, but they were interested in our safaris where they can see the lions, where they can see the giraffe, where they can see the what do you call it, the hippos. So that was their interest. So they decided to come to Africa, come to safaris, video all these things, and they only video things that they hardly see in their countries. So they decide to video things, decide to video kits that maybe have flies on their nose and all that stuff, and they went to present it as Africa. And I realized everything started changing when social media came. And what even made it attractive more is when Ghana introduced the year of return, where Africans in diaspora decided to visit Africa. Since then, we are now experiencing Africans in diaspora coming to Africa to party, coming to Africa to enjoy our culture, coming to Africa not to just go and visit the safaris, but coming to enjoy the people of Africa, the lifestyle. That is where we are now. Now, Africa is a place to visit. Africa is a place to invest. Africa is a place where opportunities are abundant because we are now developing. We are now building our systems. So the opportunities in Africa are a lot. Even though we are still fighting to liberate the mental slavery, because most of our people still think Africa cannot help them. So majority are running away from Africa. Majority are campaigning for people to run away from Africa. But those who have realized the good things in Africa are making it possible to live in Africa, to invest in Africa, and help build this continent. Because sometimes they say this and some people think it's a joke. Africa is the future. Here is where we have untapped resources. We have abundant untapped resources. We have abundant untapped lands. So whatever you invest in Africa, if you monitor it well, it will flourish. Many people are investing in real estate in Africa, and they can't believe their eyes that Africans buy houses outright. Africans don't live on credits. We own houses we live in. We own cars we drive. We own phones we use. We don't do anything credit. And that is why people wonder when they come to Africa and they say like, hey, Africans, you have money. Africans, you have... Yes, there is a whole lot of money, just that it hasn't been shared equally. There's a whole lot of money in Africa, but it hasn't been shared equally. So if we are going to come together to make it a priority or to focus that for whatever happens, whether we have bad governance, whether we have a bad business environment, we are going to make sure to make things happen. Africa will be one of the best continents to be living in. We shouldn't sit down for anyone to convince us that Africa don't have future. If you are talking of opportunities, now if you travel to Europe, what entrepreneurship ideas can you invent or can you initiate in Europe? Because all the entrepreneurship ideas has already been invented or has already been implemented. So most Africans, when they travel out there, it's just hand to mouth. Hand to mouth. You are going to do a manual job, but it's Africa where you can unleash your talent, you can unleash your vision, and it will come to pass. Look at what Nigerians has been able to do through music, and look at what they are able to achieve. A lot of things are happening in Africa if we focus and decide to put our foot or our feet on the ground. We are going to achieve a lot. Please, you can join my Telegram group by going to my description box and click on the Telegram link. It will take you straight to my Telegram group. Join us for us to discuss the well-being of Africa. If today is also your first time coming to Africa, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. Thanks for watching.